before I go sit down in the chair. You can see Miss Jax over there on the couch. It seems to be working. I'm not going to be able to see live chat. I'm not worried about that because I don't know that anybody's going to join anyway. I haven't seen the angle with myself sitting in the chair, but we're just going to go for it and hope it's okay. Let's chat. Phoebe's right at my feet here. You know what? I'm going to sit. How do I want to sit in this chair? Yeah, come on. Come up. Come on. Yeah, that's a good girl. Oh, are you going to go in the arm? However you like. Good girl. Phoebe's here. And Jaxie's here. Yeah, Jax is behind you, Phoebe. Oh, big monkey. Big monkey. Hello, Jax. Hello, Happy. Okay, everybody. This is not the update I'm sure you wanted. We got lots of well wishes and things on some of our last shorts, and I really appreciate that. Well, thank you, Phoebe. Where I was posting about Moonlight. What you looking at? Yeah, I know the title gives it away, but Moonlight passed away today. I don't really know where to start. I'm doing a live stream because I don't want to have to edit this later and I want to just talk about it now. I mean, we can talk about it again. I don't mean that we're never talking about this again. Just mean, let's just get it out now. It happened. It's almost, I don't even know what time it is exactly. Probably almost 7 p.m. over here. Her appointment was at 3:30. I figured this was going to end in euthanasia. It really did seem like the only option, so I'm not going to say prepared, because are you really ever prepared? But it was the most reasonable thing we thought we could do for Moonlight. And so when we got there, the vet was willing to give one last exam, and she checked out Moonlight. Moonlight lost half of the weight that she had at her last appointment, and there's fur on my face. It's itchy. What was I gonna say? And she found a mass when feeling Moonlight, I think, in her abdomen. Somebody warning? Are you okay? Oh, what's the matter, Phoebe? What's the matter? What's the matter? Yeah, Phoebe was with me the entire time. I don't think I've talked about this on here on YouTube, and I'm not going to talk about it much right now, but Miss Phoebe panics in her kennel, so I've been in contact with the vet clinic and stuff, trying to sort that all out, and the vet is going to call me, Lord willing, on Friday to discuss it further and what we can do. But no, I called them today. I'm like, I need to choose the lesser of two evils. Should I bring Phoebe with, or should I leave Phoebe in the kennel? And they opted to bring her with, and they had offered for like staff to take her out of the room and hang out with her and walk her around and stuff while Moonlight was put to sleep. So that was very thoughtful. That didn't end up happening, but they thought it was okay for Phoebe to be in the room, so that's what we did. And I was a little bit hesitant about it. I wasn't exactly sure, like, how was Phoebe going to feel about it. Phoebe was also on some gabapentin to be a little more calm while out, because she doesn't love being out and she doesn't love being in her kennel. So again, I had to choose lesser of two evils. So this little goose was there the entire time through the exam. I don't know how much I should say here. Actually, I'm gonna talk about it. So if the topic of pet euthanasia makes you uncomfortable, I would recommend clicking off, because I don't want to make you uncomfortable. This was one of our more difficult euthanasia experiences, and I think I'll talk about it. So if it would make you uncomfortable to hear about it not going perfect, which I don't want you to be scared. For example, if you have to put your pet down, because this is the fourth pet I've had to have euthanized, and this is a one-off. This is not the norm. So keep that in mind, and there's reasons for it going the way that it did. And again, it was not bad. Moonlight did not suffer. That is not at all what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is If you're squeamish and you don't want to hear about it, that is completely okay, and it would be a good place to click off, because I'll probably get talking about it here. But, yeah, I was just talking about Phoebe being present. She was present for the sedation step and also the final. And Phoebe did so good. And I know this isn't about Phoebe, but we're going to just talk about Phoebe for a second, and then we'll get back to Moonlight. Phoebe handled it very well. She was quite calm, and the vet tech even visited with her a little bit, which was sweet, because my attention was not fully on Phoebe, it was on Moonlight. And, okay, I'm not sure where to start. I guess we can start with, oh, my hair's been behind me the whole time. We can start with what's been happening. Phoebe, that doesn't look good. Now you're having a decent sleep, vet tech. You're not sleeping at all. If you're not comfy, you can go upstairs. She doesn't sleep down here on the couch very often at all, so I thought I'd see if she would want to come down and hang out. I think she might honestly be taking it the hardest so far. But again, we'll get there. I get to the end before I give details. I'm not very good at explaining things. I know I'm getting a bit of a headache, so that's not ideal. So what's been happening with Moonlight? Yeah, we took her to the vet a couple months ago, and her blood work was good. I personally saw the papers. Like, I didn't get my own copy to look at or anything. I saw that something was red, like not in the normal range on the IDEX papers, but I didn't ask about it. The vet thought it was okay, so I went with it. Thought that everything was fine. She suspected dementia in Moonlight, and so we brought home a prescription to try for that, and I ended up stopping giving it to her with the vet's permission because it was so much of a fight. It didn't seem worth it for what it did. And had I tried it with her longer, maybe it would have helped, but in the grand scheme of things, it was perfectly fine and good that I stopped it. I tried it again near the end here, but then she started hiding. I don't want to say it was hiding for sure, again, getting too far ahead, but talking is hard. Sorry, I can talk. Oh, bye-bye, baby. But it doesn't always flow as well as I would like it to, so I'm just going to keep trying. Phoebe's just stretched out over there. Between the medicine and the eventful day she's had, she's probably quite tired. Jax, you should go to sleep. Jax just had her supper, so she needs to rest for a couple hours. Anyway, so sidetracked. Talking about the dementia medication. Excuse me. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit, because I got up toward the end again. So at that appointment, I think my concern was that Moonlight wanted to eat over and over and over and over again. And not that that's new. I should go back and find out why exactly we went that time. But obviously we were concerned. Or why would you go exactly if you weren't? I thought it was time. So obviously they found it appropriate to run blood work to find out. And she didn't find anything concerning. So that was that. Came home with the meds. Oh, but Moonlight's weight was low. Like, she was really skinny. And so I'm going to say within the last week here, she just took a turn for the worse. And I was deceived. I thought that she was doing better. She looked bigger. But one day, I felt her. I don't remember the circumstance. I think Phoebe might have kind of squished her by accident. Like, just was rough. Like, Phoebe doesn't play with the cats exactly, so I'm not saying, like, I let Phoebe be too rough with her because they weren't playing. I think maybe Phoebe was playing and doing something. I don't even remember. And she kind of bumped into Moonlight, or kind of jumped on her a little bit. And so I went to feel Moonlight. Like, I wanted to press a little bit to see if, like, she was in any pain after that happened, and she didn't indicate it, but I realized that there was like nothing on her bones. Like, she was bones. And that freaked me out. To be clear, I don't live alone. I'm not the one that feeds Moonlight most of the time. I'm pretty allergic at times to the cats. Like, they make me really itchy, so I don't touch them that often. She hung out with my dad and brother most of the time. And my dad fed her. Like I said, Moonlight wanted to eat so often. Yeah, my dad would pretty much sit on her. What? Sit on the floor with her. My words are not working. That's humiliating. You know what I'm trying to say. Sit on the floor with her to feed her probably hourly. Like, he cannot sleep through the night. He cannot work through the day because Moonlight needs to eat so many times. And he was doing that. And he would make her plates upon plates of different kinds of food trying to get her to eat because it seemed like she was picky. And she was. There were things that she ate up until today, even. Well, that's not exactly right. Again, getting ahead. But she did eat today, and it was something different. So she got a taste for a lot of different foods. You know, I'm gonna check here and make sure we're still streaming, and then it didn't quit on me. Okay, good. I just realized I've been talking this entire time, and like, the stream glitched or something. Because I can't see. I can just see the back of my phone here, like where the lenses are, not the screen. That's probably a flaw. I should have it the other way, but I'll have to just check a couple times. Anyway, so yeah, he had plates of different food. He had like liquid food, not, I don't mean like the treats, but it was a tiki cat 11 plus calorie supplement kind of snack in a tube. She got those if she wanted them. He had like tuna water, not human canned tuna with salt, not that. Um, he bought her greenies, her favorite treat, which she was eating, and then now she wasn't, like, she wouldn't really eat them. She would kind of chew them and then just spit them back out, for example. I'm gonna see that happen every time, but you get the point. I'm not necessarily explaining everything perfectly, just getting the gist and idea of it out. I'm not trying to be inaccurate, but I'm trying to explain it properly. And yeah, all kinds of wet foods, different brands of cans, like all sorts of different Pro Plan ones. She had her dry food. He soaked her dry food, soaked greenies. You might have seen our short on here. I think it was Saturday. Today is Wednesday for reference. On Saturday, we went to the vet clinic to pick up some of the recovery. What brand is it? Royal Canin? I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but their recovery food. We got her some cans of that. We only got her 4, and it's Wednesday, and she didn't even finish those. So if that, for reference, if that tells you anything, I think Dad said she ate 1 can of that really well, and then I don't remember his description. I made her an entire can yesterday, and I crushed up greenies in case that was the problem, and put it in the food so that it would taste like her favorite treat, and that didn't even work. So we kind of knew where we were at. We had this appointment booked since Friday. Oh, that's not right. On Friday, I booked an appointment for Monday. On Monday, she was seeming okay. So it's like, okay, we'll see her regular vet on Wednesday, because the Monday appointment was not with her regular vet, which in an emergency would have been okay. But of course, when possible, you want to be with the people that know the animal, right? So that, and that nothing against the other vets at all, just I prefer to be with who I know, especially when it comes to something difficult like this, someone you trust. Again, not saying I don't trust the other vets. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. So where are we at in explanation? So her eating was kind of coming to a halt. Like, she would get up constantly, not constantly, very often still, to eat or drink, but she was even having a hard time getting the water. Like, that was one of the first indicators for me that something was going on, because she kind of kept bouncing her nose off the water instead of being able to drink it properly, so that was not good. if you saw the short of her hiding behind the chair, it's not hiding. She used to sleep on the couch or just fruit fly. With like on the same chair as my dad or my brother. She didn't stop doing that. I think it was just Monday she was on the chair with my brother, and she was on the couch also, but she had been going behind my dad's chair to lay down, and she even stopped going all the way behind there. She even started laying down partway between the water dish and the chair. Today, before we went in, she was laying by the water cooler. It's like, that is so not normal at all. And like, I tried to visit with her and she just got up and repositioned somewhere else. I'm like, okay, I know where we are. Like, I can't even spend time with her at the end here. I'm not gonna make her if it's uncomfortable. That was like half an hour out of needing to leave for the appointment. So it's like, okay, that's where we are. So yeah, she's been having not a good time walking. The back end, that was something we mentioned a couple months ago too. My dad thought like maybe arthritis and maybe there was an injection or something that she could get, but no, that did not end up happening. And yeah, just thinking, processing real time. I'm just gonna check again. Sorry, Phoebe. Make sure the stream is still going. Yay, it's still going. Hopefully it's not like glitching out or anything. Oh, I should also check how much percent battery my phone has. 32%. That's not great, but we're okay. Alrighty. Let's keep thinking here. Because I've kind of jumped all over the place in the timeline. But yeah, her walking hasn't been good. Like, I don't know how to say it better. Just the back legs were not working very well. It looked like her right shoulder was going out. Sorry, just flashing back to the room at the vets. Yeah, I think that's sufficient backstory. If I think of anything as we go on, I'll say it. So we got to the appointment. She did great in the car. At least it seemed like it. But then, yeah, Phoebe's eyes watering. You sad? I guess this is Jack's getting to hear the whole story now too. Just thinking, my brain is not being very fast right now. It's not working, guys. It's not working. Okay, we got to the clinic. Yeah, the vet took the scale out and said that Moonlight had lost half of her weight since her last visit. And then she felt the mass. And it was terminal. So, it would have been terminal anyway. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, Moonlight is also having a herpes flare-up. So her nose was leaking, her eyes were leaking, like there was like green and stuff, and that just picked up probably more. Like I mentioned it to them last Friday, but it picked up more in the last couple of days. I called them yesterday and mentioned it, and her breathing, when she was awake, when she was sleeping, she was okay, but when she was like up and moving around, at least maybe sometimes when she was just lying down, her nose was whistling so loud she sounded like a cricket, and that's not an exaggeration. So, yeah. When the vet left the room for a moment, Moonlight just went near a corner and laid down, and she didn't even put her back legs all the way down. She just was laying there, and the expression on her face, like I could see her lip lifting and stuff when she was breathing. I'm like, oh man. That's the moment where you're like, I wish I already did this a long time ago. That's the part that hurts the most. And then so when they're asking about the euthanasia, they're like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, it almost can't happen fast enough when you get to that point. I think they figured that, like, bringing the stress of bringing her made it worse, because it was worse than at home. Like, she was getting progressively worse here, but getting there, that was way worse and hard to see. So that's something I've learned is, well, it's kind of hard to talk about that because you never know. Every situation is different, so you don't want to make a generalized rule or statement that's gonna. I'm gonna hold off on that right now. Um, oh, I had another thought and it evaded me. I think I'm starting to get to the point of being blurry minded because I haven't eaten much today at all. And anyway, what was I thinking? Like, you can wish you already did it, but you're there and you're not letting them suffer any longer, so you don't need to feel bad about what already happened. Like, we had talked about it. Like, on Friday, we were sure that's what we wanted. Thursday night, we were sure that's what we wanted to do, but they didn't have an appointment till Monday. And I guess I could have pushed for it as an emergency if I thought it necessary. But then again, on Monday, she was doing not so bad. And it's like, okay, we can wait till Wednesday. And in that gap of time, it wasn't good, but you know the circumstances of wanting the normal vet and whatnot, and I think we can all have compassion on each other with end of life pet care because it's not always clear cut and it's not always easy. Sometimes it happens, obviously, where you don't have another choice and there's no hope of recovery, like what happened with Aspen, but sometimes it's not that obvious. And so I want to say that to everyone is we shouldn't judge everyone based on the decisions that they made in their pet's end of life. Because not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody has the same access to the same stuff. There's a fruit fly interrupting this thought. Not everything is always clear cut in the end, so I think we should be gracious with one another. Because sometimes you do let it go a little longer than after the fact you think you should have. And I'm not going to say you were wrong. Because honestly, I don't know that that is wrong. Having hope that maybe there's something you can do, or holding on till you can see your normal vet, and if it's not a clear emergency, it's okay. I'm not gonna, please don't take that and clip that and make it into, I'm gonna sue you because I didn't do the right thing because I took your advice. Like, I'm not giving advice, or I'm not meaning to. Don't take that as fact, or I mean, maybe you can consider it when making your decision, but please don't hold me responsible if I, a grieving person spewing out my thoughts, said something improper. Like, I'm sorry, and please don't make a bad choice because of me. I'm just saying, I think the internet should learn, and we ourselves also, for our own selves after the fact, should be gracious. Because we're not doing a bad job on purpose. If we make a mistake and take a little longer than is perfectly reasonable. Like, you're doing this in real time. I don't expect you to get it perfect. I don't. I don't think we should expect that of one another either. But anyway. Yeah. So I let them get started on that. Like, I signed off, paid, let them get started as soon as possible because I didn't want her to suffer a second longer. Because she was obviously, I want to say, in distress in the corner. Like, she was not okay. Maybe distress is a little extreme, but she was not okay where she was laying. It was very uncomfortable to see. And yeah, so they put her on the table on a pink soft blanket and they gave her the sedative. And I will be clear, when Cricket passed away, that's my first cat, I didn't stay. My dad and stepmom stayed in the room for the sedative, and my stepmom stayed until the end. And like that was my first encounter with euthanasia, and it was something I was not ready to handle. But Cricket wasn't alone, so we're okay. Like I think even in that time I was afraid that I would be too upset for her, that it would not be good for her. Which that hasn't changed any of the other times. You're upset. Again, they're sedated. It's up to you. I don't think you're wrong to go, and I don't think you're wrong to stay. That is a matter of what a person can handle and is okay with seeing. That's okay. Again, that is okay. You're not abandoning your pet at the end. You're just not. They're not alone. Again, it's just a matter of personal choice that I don't think we should find. Hello, phone notification. Guess I should have muted that. It's not our business. People can make those choices based on what they need and what they think their pet needs. But anyway, I'm off on that now. What was I thinking? The sedative. A few moments into the sedative, before she, like after it was given, before she fell asleep, she threw up. That was not something I've seen before. I remember I was mentioning Cricket because I can't say what hello phone. I can't say what happened with Cricket because I didn't stay. But I've been with Finn when he passed away, and I was with Aspen when she passed away. And now Moonlight, obviously. And this was the first time I encountered. I'm gonna get up and mute my phone. That's too much. Let us turn the notifications off. I don't think I can turn the buzzing off, so that's unfortunate, but at least it's not as loud as that notification. Anyway, where was I at? I saw we have a viewer, and hello and welcome, and thank you very much for being here. I'm just getting into the, I don't know when you joined, because I haven't been able to see the screen, but I just want to warn you that I am getting into the more difficult details of euthanasia, so if that would make you uncomfortable, I don't want you to feel like you need to stay. I think I said that really fast. Anyway, thank you for being here. Where were we at? She threw up. I went out of the room right away with Phoebe to go find the tech. Well, I was just going to tell anybody, but the tech was already coming towards me, so that was convenient. That was assisting the vet. And I told her, and she was nice and calm, like, that's okay, it can do that sometimes, was the idea. And she came and got it cleaned up and put, like, a pee pad kind of under Moonlight in case it happened again. She figured it could happen a couple times more. And it didn't. It didn't happen again. Moonlight fell asleep pretty quick, I think, after she got it cleaned up, and the pad under her front end, and yeah, she fell asleep in a really uncomfortable looking position, so my dad just straightened out her back end to put her in a more comfortable position. Moonlight, that is. Oh my goodness, brain. It's obviously obvious what I meant. My brain's just like, oh, they could have took it to mean that. It's like, give me a break. Anyway. So she was asleep. So we stayed with her and talked to her and told her that we love her and to have a good sleep and whatnot. And we just kept petting her and talking to her, and my dad stayed. And we didn't need extra time with her. Then eventually the vet and tech came. Like, I can see this as I'm telling you. It's kind of, probably see that for a long time. The vet and tech came in, and we were ready to go, so my dad left the room. Our plan was that he would take Phoebe with, but they kind of were like, oh, Phoebe can stay, so Phoebe stayed. That was fine. As long as it was okay for Phoebe, that's what matters to me. I wish I knew how to turn off the buzzing on the phone, but I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm sorry for the buzzing. I can't do anything about it right now without accidentally going out of the stream, and I don't want to lose the whole thing. It's not worth it for a few buzzes. So I'm just gonna ignore it from this moment on and not let it bother me. Try not to. The euthanasia part was difficult. Again, this is not something I encountered with Finn or Aspen. Theirs went fairly smooth. I guess I should say when Moonlight was given the sedative again, not again, you know what I mean? She was licking and licking and licking, like her mouth was just going. And with Finn, his tongue was out when he was sleeping, so it definitely can affect the mouth. But, my brain's just like, imagine the pain she had when she threw up. I guess that's something to think of next time. Maybe we can ask that they be given something for nausea first. I don't like to say for next time, but like if you're listening and you're worried about that, that's an idea. Or, I mean, I have more animals, so it's not unlikely that this is going to happen again. So I guess that's an option. If you don't want that to happen, you can talk about that with the folks at the clinic and see if there's anything that can be given in advance to prevent that from happening. That would be safe to give. I would consider that if I had known. I didn't know that that was a side effect. I don't know why I didn't know that was a side effect. If I think of any time I had a surgery, it makes you nauseous. The anesthesia, and granted this isn't anesthesia, but it's a sedative and whatever. Brain's making connections here. Anywho, yeah, because when you don't have much on your bones, that's gotta hurt. She had pretty much not thrown up at home anymore. Like, that had stopped happening, so I'm sad now that I think about it that happened to her at the end, that one of the last things she probably felt was pain. But I try not to think too hard on that. Okay. Just a moment. The euthanasia did not go smoothly. I mean, it did for her, not for us. Her veins were small, and they knew this going into it. They mentioned it. Her old lady veins didn't work on the first one. I think she got a little on the first leg, but I think that they said the veins kept blowing. And so on the second one, I think they got a little bit of medication in. And when they went to try I'm like, don't worry, I'm not a person you're gonna offend if like this isn't going smoothly. Like, I didn't say the exact words. I think they knew what I meant. I couldn't really articulate it very well. It's like, just do what you need to do. It's okay. Because we don't want her to be in pain anymore. And so it's like, do what you need to do. But they had warned, like I said, that after they warned me that if it doesn't work on this last leg, they're gonna have to put it, well, not last leg, she has 4 legs. On this third leg, that they're going to just inject, I assume it, maybe something else, I'm not sure, straight into the kidneys, because they could feel the kidneys. It's like, just do what you need to do. It's that, like, that's fine. But the third one worked. I don't know. I can still see the syringe going up to the thing they attached to that third leg. They're using yellow bandages on Moon's legs that they had already done things on, and I watched it go in, I think, the second thing. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. I've never watched that before. But anyway, they flipped her over and did. That sounded rough. They were not rough. Turned her over gently to the other side and tried it on one of her hind legs. And I don't know if they got it all in or just some. But again, usually when the last vet did this and it went smooth, I'm not saying it's the vet. It's not. It's Moonlight's veins. Why it went this way. Like, they would pass away so fast. So fast. But with this one, she's like, we're gonna give the meds a few minutes to work. So maybe it didn't all get in. they were just hoping it was enough that she got. I don't know. And again, because I wasn't looking, I don't know if they gave it all. They might have said. I don't remember. The phone stopped buzzing. I said I wasn't going to worry about it. And like, yeah, she gave it a few minutes and she talked to me. The tech left the room. The tech put it in the final time. And while she was giving it a chance to work, she asked me for Moonlight's story, how we met Moonlight. And I'm thinking I'll give that story in just a moment here. Excuse me. But yeah, after we finished talking, she gave Moonlight a listen, and Moonlight had passed. So Moonlight passed peacefully, as far as I'm aware. She was asleep while this was all happening, obviously, because of the sedative, so did its job. I have a thought that evaded me again. Oh man, my brain just feels blank now. But I'll check on the stream since I can't think anyway. Okay. Phone's at 22%, so I probably can't be at this very much longer. But whoa, well, a little bit lightheaded. Yeah, I stayed with her for a little bit. Quite a bit after, I guess. I was basically told at 4:45 what time it was. It's like, oh, I didn't realize. But, yeah. I guess she did do something like a sneeze a couple of times too, amidst the process. Like, I think it was after the final medication was given. Or, well, not the last time, obviously, because they tried at least 3 times. And again, it was all fine. Sure, it didn't go as smoothly as the other 2, but it's fine. She's not suffering anymore, and that's what matters. You might think I'm too composed for this, but again, this silly fruit fly, go! Fly straight towards my face. It has only been a few hours. I think once this is how it usually goes for me. Once it starts to get dark, I'll really feel it. And right now, I'm numb. It just happened. Not completely numb, but it just happened. I'll start to feel it more soon. I'm quite sure. I had taken it before leaving with Moonlight in the kennel. I took her to say goodbye to Jax. And I took her to say goodbye to Gigi. Now, she and Gigi have been together for so long. I think we got Moonlight when Gigi was 3. About, yeah, roughly just turned 3. And, she's 12 now. So, they've been together a long time. It's going to be a big change for my dad, not having to sit on the floor almost hourly, probably, or multiple times an hour, to feed Moonlight and fend off Jaxie, who would want to steal the food, and Gigi. Phoebe was good about not doing that, not getting in the way and whatnot, but oh, Jaxie's going to sleep. That's cute. Good girls. Phoebe's having a nap over there behind the camera, and yeah. Yeah, my nose is whistling now, like mints. Just kidding, not that bad. And yeah, they got to investigate the empty kennel when we got home. Jax came to sniff first, and I called Gigi to come check after. Gigi was using kind of a sad-ish, high-pitched meow, and I don't know, maybe she understands because she's seen this happen with Cricket and Finn before. Not Aspen, obviously. I mean, she knows that happened, I'm sure. Aspen's not here anymore, but Aspen didn't go in a kennel, so it's not quite the same. But Jack sniffed the kennel, and that was on the landing. Then I came downstairs to go to the bathroom, and I came back up, and Jax was still standing there by the kennel. I'm like, maybe she knows. I don't know if she knows. Because sometimes she'll just stand on the landing, and if I don't say the word okay, she's not sure if she can go. So it might have been that, but I don't know. She might have known. She might have known. I'd like to say Phoebe knows, but I don't know if Phoebe knows. Like, Phoebe was in the room. I didn't deliberately show Moonlight to Phoebe, because again, Moonlight's up on this table and Phoebe's on the ground. I'm sure they can smell things. Well, we know they can smell things. There was a little statue of a cat with, like, angel wings on the table next to Moon. Phoebe, for some reason, discovered that that was there and jumped up and tried to, like, jumped up on the, not all the way up, like, stood up, hind legs on the ground, front legs up, trying to sniff the, I don't know where the front legs are, but you get the point. Sniffing the statue, and then she kind of came up further to check out Moonlight's tail after Moon had passed. This was quite a while after, actually, so maybe she smelled something, or maybe she was just curious. Again, remember that Phoebe was medicated too, to try to be a bit more calm, being away from home. And yeah, it's a day. A day you never want to come. It's hard because she was very close with my dad and brother. She was kind of their cat. I'm just kind of the legal name, you know? The one that signs off, the one that has her license with the city. Those kinds of things. But they did the bulk of looking after her. Like I said, like over the years, the cats have made me more itchy, and it's kind of, I'm not gonna say miraculous, but maybe miraculous that I didn't get itchy today. Like, okay, now I'm getting a little bit itchy, but like usually if I touch them, I'll get itchy, like very quickly. That didn't happen today. I don't know why. And what else? Something else I was gonna say. Oh, like Moonlight and I. Moonlight and I would do agility back when I was in my fairly early teens. I would teach her how to go through the tunnel and jump a hurdle, and yeah, she was in my life at a very important time. I'm very thankful for her. And as I got older and the dogs started coming into my life, they were more my focus, and she was more the boys' cat. But nevertheless, she's still a part of your everyday life. I wasn't so hands-on with her anymore, but she's still there, and you still love all of your pets, no matter what the relationship is with them. Well, I guess you shouldn't say that. I'm thinking of some situations where people have dangerous pets, but that's not what I'm talking about. You have a different relationship with each one. Like Finn, for example. My relationship was different with him than it was with Cricket or Aspen, for example. It was just different because he was my stepmom's cat. And he stayed with me. And we were the ones with him in the end. So you just have a different relationship with them, and I don't really know where I'm going with this. But I'll check my phone here and make sure we're good to keep going. 17%. Oh, Jax is so cute over there in the corner. Well, not in the corner of the stream. Wow, it looks like it's dark out. It's not, I assure you, it's not. And Phoebe is behind the camera taking a big nap over there. I think she might actually be like totally asleep right now. Oh, now her eyes are opening more. Anyway, hi Phoebe. Oh, sleepy girl, you had a busy day. The vet made sure to give her a special treat, so that was nice. Brave girl. She was very brave. We had a nice big room with like a couch in it. It's the one meant for saying goodbye. So there was lots of room, I just let her off the leash and let her wander around in there. And she even just laid down under the table. Like, the table's just attached to the wall. It doesn't go all the way to the ground. And she just laid down under there a few times, and it's like this. Yeah. But Moonlight Story. We can talk about Moonlight Story. I'd say we could talk about it at a different time, and maybe we can do a separate video of it at a different time, but I think I'm just going to talk through it right now to make sure we get it recorded. Because who knows, like, I could make a memorial video for Moonlight, but I feel like that would just break me. I'm not sure if that's the best thing for me to do, honestly. We'll see in time. Hopefully I remember. Leave a comment if I forget. We had a family channel, and I posted videos of the cats on there with some original music. So maybe on the end screen or in the description, or if I forget, let me know in the comments. Let me provide a link to that, or the playlist of that. Moonlight would play piano. Moonlight was a very interesting cat. When she was younger, she would get up on the piano bench, and with treats, she would play the piano. So, yeah. I think there's some shorts of that on this channel, too. Her and Finn playing the piano. Oh, I should have seen if she wanted to do that in the last while. I kind of didn't remember about that too much. But for sure, there are still treats stuck in the piano. No question. I hope I can keep that piano forever. It has aspen claw marks in it, which you'd think is a detriment to its appearance, but who cares? That's aspen claw marks that you're never going to get another chance to get, and this is my childhood piano, so I hope it can stay with me. It's wickedly out of tune right now, but you can still work with it. It's what you got. That's what you learn to do, is you work with what you've got. But anyway, Moonlight Story. This would have been back in 2017. I was thinking that I told the vet it was around Christmas. I think it was more so around New Year's. Like, that would be Christmas 2016, New Year's 2017. I don't remember exactly. Around that time. I know something we would do as a family is go to the bowling alley around a holiday like that. Like, I'm pretty sure it was New Year's. And so we were bowling, and I'm pretty sure I wanted to go see the animals at the SPCA after. Like, I feel like I made that a tradition or something, but I'm not sure. Knowing me, gotta go check out the animals, so we got to do that. And I'm sure I was just all over the place in there looking at the cats, and there was one cat that, as my dad said when we were in the truck today, this one cat was like trying to get his attention. That cat was Moonlight. I don't think I paid much attention to Moonlight, but that cat chose him. Fast forward a few months, I was with, I don't remember if my dad was there at that time. Maybe he was. I might be remembering two instances. At one of the pet stores in town, we were there, who knows what reason. I don't remember if this was like 9 years ago. And, well, I remember a lot of details from a long time ago, so that doesn't make sense. But anyway, we were at the pet store. Guess who's in the cage of cats that they're showcasing from the shelter all those months later? It's Moonlight. Moonlight was there, and it's like, well, if it could be any more obvious. No, I'm just kidding, because we don't operate on signs, but you get the point. She was there, and so obviously I must have begged my parents, and reluctantly they agreed, and that is how we got Moonlight. And she came at a very important time, and yeah, my grandpa passed away later that year. I think Moonlight was probably Dad's kind of lap cat. Definitely chose her. She chose him, and yeah, she was an indoor cat. Like, she got to go on the deck with the cat house sometimes and whatnot. You can see videos on that other channel of her in the yard, but she never got to be loose. She did, however, once accidentally get under the fence and into our neighbor's yard, and they had a big black lab mix, like big, like it was a mix. I'm guessing with something like shepherd, maybe, because it had some brown on its paws, and it was excited and barking and jumping on her, like maybe not on her, but I think it was jumping by her and stuff. And that was about the only time Moonlight ever hissed. She wouldn't hurt a fly. That cat, Oh man, she would never want to hurt anybody, never bite, never scratch, nothing. That was just not her. She never found a reason to defend herself, I don't think, ever. Except she did start hitting Gigi back. And I think she did initiate it sometimes, but again, out of, I guess, self defense only. She never wanted that, but she was used to Gigi being cranky and smacking at her on occasion, so she learned to. I don't even think it would be self defend. I don't think she used her claws or got angry or anything, just kind of swat back. She was a goof. Oh man, look at all these memories that are coming up. But yeah, she was a very fat cat. She definitely was good at having enough weight on her, so that's why it is a big deal that she lost it at the end, is because she was good at having that excess weight. Like, I think she was at least 12 pounds. I think today she was under 5. Not good. Not good. But again, she's not suffering anymore. Sorry, the paranoia just jumps in your head like, what if she didn't actually die? But the vet confirmed it. I did what I could when it was just us to like feel she's not breathing. I felt her, I moved her, she didn't respond at all. She obviously died. But part of your brain is, my brain is afraid that like, what if she's not actually, what if she didn't actually die? What if she's not actually dead? But it's not right, so I'm gonna not think about that. I had a good thought before that popped in my head, and I don't know where it went. Oh, just a random detail. Moonlight had a hernia before we adopted her, and I didn't know that. Like, we brought her home, and then she started having, like, breathing troubles, so I wrote the shelter and asked, or, like, I think she was, like, coughing or something, just whatnot, some respiratory system thing. So I wrote them asking if there was anything I should know, and they didn't know about that, but she had had a hernia from her space surgery, and come on, brain. Oh, we took her to the vet eventually after that. Like, it might have been a normal checkup, I don't remember. And her stomach fur wouldn't grow back. It must have been after her space surgery, but just for ages and ages, her stomach fur was just not there. Just this very thin layer, which she did eventually grow back. But I should mention also that she hadn't been grooming herself well for a long time. And then with the herpes flare up, she was just an absolute mess, and she wasn't getting food off her face very well. Excuse me, I'm just going to check the time. Excuse me, not the time, the percentage. 13%. I can talk a little longer here. One sec. I have an important notification. Oh, good. My friend is willing to go for a walk with me tonight. I am so thankful. I'm looking forward to that. I got distracted thinking that on this. Why is this going to be what breaks me? Why that? Oh my. Okay. Well, if it's clear, friend, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it. I really didn't want to spend this evening alone. See, it's such random triggers. I think that's the thing with pet loss. It's just, it's so random. I can be fine talking to you about her. Mostly. That just something like that just sets you off. Please, if you are ever in that position, though, if your pet passed away and you're alone, my email is in the section of the About. That doesn't make sense, I can't speak. The About section where the description is for the channel. If you need somebody to talk to, I am more than willing. Anytime. Leave a comment and tell me that you sent an email. Just send an email. I am here. I'm sure a lot of the reason I'm here is to help you if you need it. So please, if you feel alone, if you just want to talk, if your pet is struggling, if you are struggling, if absolutely anything under the sun, that email is not there for just business. That email is there for you. So I want you to know that if you need something, anything, absolutely anything, just write me. You will never bother me. I want you to write me if you need something. I will talk to you. I will call you. It's whatever you need. See, that's the thing, and I think we need more of that in the YouTube animal community, in the online pet owner community. We need to be understanding and loving towards other people when they're struggling, and even when they're not struggling. Like, I see people being so mean online about, oh, you don't have money? You shouldn't have a pet. You can't afford the vet? You shouldn't have a pet. That is so untrue. Take it from me. I don't have a lot of money. That's why I have a PayPal link. None of the work I do makes me a single penny. But that's not what matters. It's not. You go through times where you have less money than you did when you started. You don't plan for, you don't intend for that to happen. I remember standing in the shelter the day we adopted Aspen. We were literally having trouble getting money transferring to the bank account so we could buy the food. Did Aspen once go without something she needed? No. Never. We need to be supportive of these people that don't have money in a certain time when they're going through a hard time. We don't need to be like, you can't afford a pet, you shouldn't have a pet. We should be making funds to support people in that place, because maybe you don't understand people that are complaining that you can change an animal's life and an animal can change your life without being the richest person on the planet. You don't have to have the money for the most expensive surgeries. You don't have to have it all. You don't have to be a wealthy person living in a mansion in order to be allowed to have a pet. God gave us dominion over the animals. You know what? If your only option was euthanasia in a difficult situation, that's not wrong. That's not wrong. Or you ask somebody for help. Ask me for help. I don't have a lot to offer at this particular moment as I'm telling you about my financial struggles, but I will do my very best to help you find what you need. I think that's the kind of attitude that we need to have. It's not, you shouldn't own a pet because you don't have money. We should be like, let me help you find the resources you need in order to be able to have that pet. Is throwing a pet in a shelter really the best thing? Maybe in some cases it is. I'm not going to say across the board that that's a bad thing. All of our pets, except for Phoebe here. Hi, Phoebe. Yes, she moved over. Why are you doing a bow? What was that for? Putting your bum in Jaxie's face? All of our pets, well, and Cricket, I guess, choose a rescue. And again, Phoebe, sometimes rehoming is appropriate. I'm not here to tell you that giving up a pet is wrong. It's not. It's not. Necessarily. Maybe there are circumstances that overall, like if you give your dog to a shelter, I'm not here to tell you you're a bad person. At all. Not at all. There is a time and a place for rehoming. And this has gotten far away from Moonlight. I'm sorry, I'm a mess. But you know what? I've had snot coming out of my nose in front of people today. I'm not worried about it at this point. What was I going to say? Our pets are mostly shelter pets. Again, somebody has to put them there. And we benefit from them. And they benefit from having a home where people care. You can't buy care. You can't buy... You can be the most loving person and have little money. I don't think that should disqualify you from having a pet. Does it matter that you care for them properly? Yes, it does. But I think there's other ways of achieving that. Say everybody who has $1 to spare helps those people, instead of going, you're a bad pet owner because you don't have $50,000 in the bank ready to go if your dog has an emergency. Like, yeah, I'm saying this out of my own guilt. I'm sure. Trying to self-justify. But at the same time, any honest person should go, okay, is helping this pet that this person has not be in a shelter? Like, I know I'm changing. There's so many things to consider in this that me off the cuff saying this isn't going to give it all a fair representation. So bear in mind. Giving a pet the best life that you can, rather than it being in a shelter, if you're not rich, that's fine. If you think giving it to the shelter is the most appropriate, that's fine. You're allowed to make these choices for animals. If you want to do the best you can with what you have, that's fine. If you need help and you ask for it, that's fine. There is so much room for all of us to improve here surrounding this issue. I think about this so often. We just need to be ready to help other people in these positions instead of berating them and making them feel horrible. Like, I feel horrible all the time. Not all the time, but often. Because I don't have infinite money to spew out for the animals. I don't. Okay, Phoebe, thank you for telling me that you're done in here. We'll go very soon. I don't. I got a bank notice today because of what I spent on Moonlight's euthanasia. Like, I'm not a rich person. But I do have a God that provides for me and the animals. The Lord cares, and something I've read a ton lately is Psalm 104. Not a ton lately, but a couple times, including today. God's the one that provides the food for the animals. We can ask Him to help provide. Like, worrying needs to not be an option. It needs to not be an option. See, I'm here with the animals almost all of the time. Like with Phoebe right now, I can't leave the house. I can hardly leave the house unless she comes with, or somebody else stays home with her. But think about that. I am not a rich person. I am not a person out there making a ton of money. I'm not. I've done YouTube, pet YouTube for a long time. I don't make money for me. I'm going to check and make sure the stream isn't shut off. We're at 7%, so I got to hurry up here. But I'm not out working and making a huge fortune. Instead, I'm here with the animals. I'm here with the animals. I think people should consider things like that. You don't have to be rich to give them what they need. I have the ability at the moment to have the time to care for them and work with them instead of having a huge bank account of money. There's some things that money can't buy. Money can't buy sufficient care for the animals. Anyway, I'm off on a rant, but do with that what you wish. Think on it. Something I spend a lot of time thinking about, but... Oh, girls, what a day it is, hey? What a day it is. Just thinking now, I don't know if there's anything else that needs to be said right now. I think we told Moonlight's story, the start and the end. And yeah, it will be a big change not having her around. She's been around for 9 years. She's been around since my brother was just very young, so if you're a believer and would consider praying about that, please do consider praying for my dad and brother, because I think it's going to affect them the most. Because like I said, they were hands-on with her day in and day out. I did the medicine, the unpleasant things that animals don't like. That's what I did for the cats for the most part. It's the things they don't like, and cleaning the litter boxes. Dad was in charge of feeding for the most part, at least at the end here. I mean, he did for a long time. And he and Luke gave Moonlight her attention, so lots to think about, lots of change. Phoebe's about to go have some supper and a nice treat for being a brave girl today. Yeah, you're a brave girl. Very brave. So anyways, I guess I'll end this here before my phone dies. If you watched this, any part of it, thank you for being here. Glory and thanks to God for this stream and everything in it, and that Moonlight is not in pain anymore, and that I was able to afford it. There's that verse in Job chapter 1, verse 21 that says, Yahweh gave and Yahweh has taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. Hi, Phoebe.